Alright, into customs, and we're going to try and tackle one of the requests I've had recently, which is to try and get a 100-100 behemoth in shop. Now that is slightly different to getting a 100-100 shop, which I think in order to do that you would probably have to go down the road of hedgehog plus microbe, draw teams, keep farming draws until there aren't any opponents left. And I didn't really want to do that. However, you will have noticed that we are in turn 8 here with 0 wins. So I'm not exactly sure how that happened because I don't think I was deliberately trying to draw. But it worked out okay. And coincidentally, we are going to draw again here, just by 1 HP on the red dragon. So we're trying to get the whale chicken setup going as quickly as possible, because if we have the level 3 chicken plus level 3 whale, that's going to be 6/6 per turn to the shop. So we need to get the shop scaled up very quickly in order to buy stuff to stay alive, because we now need to kind of win out while also still scaling the shop. Funnily enough, here we face this Salmon of Knowledge, although it doesn't actually make any difference because it gives the EXP after the whale has swallowed the chicken, so it's actually going to come out as a level 2 chicken. But we do actually get our first win here. So we get a lioness, and we're definitely going to need to stack as many shop scaling methods as possible. Having said that, I'm not sure if I actually buy these cans or not. It probably is only worth it if I also have a cat, so maybe I'm going to unfreeze them if I don't find the cat next turn. Now we do face an opposing behemoth here, but it's only 14-14, so 86 stat points away from what we actually want. Am I going to buy them? Yeah, I changed my mind. There's no cat in shop. We do get the Pteranodon though. So Pteranodon can increase it to plus 9/9 from the 1 chicken. And yeah, I'm going to substitute another red dragon in for the Nyala. So having said that, yeah, it's pretty tough to get a full 100-100 shop. How are we actually going to get the behemoth itself? Now you could stack polar bears, I guess. The problem with doing that is it doesn't work with chicken. So while the chicken is scaling the shop, it doesn't scale frozen pets. So yeah, you can't really combo those together. You could combo polar bear with lioness, but we're not going to do that, I don't think, in this run. Although I did have a few attempts like that. Now you can see how quickly the shop has been scaled here. It's turn 12. It's 36-36 on the wolf there. It's going to be another plus 9/9. Assuming the chicken faints, which it should do. Yes, it will. As we lose again, so we're now down to lethal. But the shop is now almost at 50-50 on turn 13, which is, it's super unfair on opposing teams, which is part of the reason that I don't particularly enjoy doing this kind of build. I guess it's not really a build, but using this kind of strategy, if it works, it really works, and then it's very, very difficult for opposing teams to actually beat you if you just buy strong tier 5 and 6 units that have good abilities. So to that end, we take the crane here. I've bought the tamarin because maybe you'll have worked out already, but in order to skip having to go straight to a full 100-100 shop, we're going to use the tamarin cell onto the behemoth. And we're probably going to need multiple tamarin cells because the tamarin's ability is so weak. But at 45-45, level 1, I think it's still only giving, a very small amount of stats. So we would have to sell a lot of level 1 tamarins. So instead, we buy it here and then we're going to level it up. Okay, here we get our first glimpse of behemoth, 63-63. And I think I'm just going to leave it because, or maybe I'm not. I can't remember exactly what happens here. We take the level up on the tamarin, and then I think am I going to sell the chicken now? Kind of surprising. I guess because I'm freezing the behemoth, I don't actually... The chicken's not going to work on the frozen behemoth, which is part of the reason why you would consider leaving it and then waiting till later on. So realistically, that's probably what I should have done. But I don't think we're too far off getting the behemoth to the point where we could sell the tamarin onto it and actually get the 100-100. as we face someone going for the white goat achievement. I assume that's what they were doing. There's probably no other reason to take that unit. But yeah, turn 14 having almost full 50-50s across the board, it's just not right, and it's a very easy win. Especially when you've had a bad start and you're on 3 trophies turn 14, you're generally going to be facing other teams that are struggling quite a lot. So yeah, I think here we don't quite have enough stats on the Tamarin to sell it yet. So I think I'm just going to stack another Lioness, and then hopefully that will get us closer to doing this Tamarin sell. As I pass up a bunch of cans, definitely not worth it at this point. So 73, is that good enough? I can't remember. There were definitely multiple runs where I thought I was in the correct position to get the 100, and then I sold the Tamarin and it wasn't enough. But here we go, we sell it, we get the 100, turn 16. Super unfair. I don't think I had melon in this pack, so we're just making do with the crane. But as long as we don't face a peanut team, we should be all right. I guess also there's a skunk to worry about too. But yeah, I mean, just look at the comparison here. Opposing team that has both level 2 monkey, level 2 husky, and the behemoth is just going to solo the entire squad. I guess with a little bit of help from the crane. I suppose it would be, if you're going to try this yourself, it might be fun to try and see how quickly you could actually get the 100. I think if you got the setup with whale and chicken and then already had like a Tamarin on board that you were gradually building up to level 3, you could probably get the 100, turn 13, 14, maybe even earlier if you got really, really lucky. That being said, I'm not really encouraging people to fill customs with loads of early 100 behemoths. I can't imagine that would do much for the health of the game. So we pick up another Tamarin because now with a few wins still to go, I'm contemplating going for all behemoths. We don't get that. It's not really surprising, but the Lioness is still scaling the shop. Although we only have one, we have, because we've drawn so many games, we have actually stacked up a lot of level 3 Lioness buffs. And the behemoths kind of stand out quite a bit in the shop when they don't have the 50-50 stat line. Now, the opposing team here did have behemoth, I think. So now I'm considering selling something with the anglerfish in the shop. And we actually get the behemoth, so 91, so we can sell the Tamarin and it instantly becomes 100. And there's another one. So we're getting quite close. I'm not sure, was there a waffle in the shop there? Maybe I could have been concentrating a bit more on the food shop, because we could have waffled the angler to find another one. But we get up to 99, and because we're on 1 health, we only really, that was probably our last turn of shop scaling. Now this is kind of funny, I mentioned this person in another video recently where they've been playing this team over and over, and look how close that is. I have double 100 behemoth, and they only survive on a tiny sliver of HP. But because we won instead of tying, we can't go another turn of Lioness scaling, so we were 1 away from the 100 shop. And I rolled down, don't find another behemoth, so we're just going to have to go with the crane. And level 3 leopard. It does mean that the crane doesn't get to do anything, but yeah, even with the 50-50 with melon in the back, it's not going to be enough. Yeah, didn't feel too great winning with that team, but I did want to satisfy the request in the comments since it was asked nicely. Now here is one of the examples where I miscalculated. So the behemoth only finished on 98, and it had to be in the shop. I wasn't counting the behemoth's ability to add 2/2 at the end of turn. But funnily enough, we then faced level 3 skunk immediately. So the behemoth gets deleted anyway. It's not going to matter because, with the 50-50 shop, you're going to beat the vast majority of opponents. But yeah, that one was pretty annoying that I miscalculated on the Tamarin. Now, I could have just frozen the Behemoth and rolled for another Tamarin, I guess, but at that stage, I didn't want to, risk losing, I guess. Because if I hadn't managed to find the 100-100, I could have used that run anyway. So here's one where we're really greedy with got the triple Tamarin. I was trying to get the 100-100 a turn earlier. And I think here we're going to be just short again. 99.99 on turn 15. So unfortunate. So when we buy the Behemoth here, it is going to become 100-100. But I really wanted it to be in the shop. So, yeah, what do you think? Does this win on turn 15? I mean, I guess the Behemoth is like having two 50-50s. And we actually face Elephant Blowfish. But the Elephant gets deleted by the Mantis Shrimps. And it's an easy win for the 3 squad. I guess it's maybe a bit dubious calling that a 3 squad since the Behemoth itself probably counts as 2 or 3 units. Here's another one. Turn 16, again, we're just not fast enough. We have the triple Lioness, so one more turn of scaling, and we would have the full 100-100, but I don't know if I'm willing to risk it at this stage. So I think what I actually do here is I just sell everything. Now, I should buy the Behemoth before selling the Alpaca to get the 1-1, but I forgot about it. And here the other one's being kept frozen because I'm just rolling for the chance of finding a Tamarin in one of the empty slots. But I don't think we're going to find it. Yep. And as soon as we hit 5 gold, that was our last chance to find one. And so I just decided to send the 2 squad, turn 16. And look at this team, full melon plus 1 pepper at the back. And the Behemoth at the front solos them. Well, I guess it would have been a solo if the last unit hadn't had pepper. And then lastly, here's one where we had Polar Bear going as well, although I don't think it really made a whole lot of difference. And now I'm just rolling down for more Behemoths because I've given up on the chance of finding a Tamarin at this stage. And I don't think we find anything here. And we just buy melon for the one at the front. So what's going to happen in this battle? It's a full team of cheese. And so the 2 huge Behemoths get one shot. I thought that was pretty funny to see. Very rare that you see anyone play cheese at all. Kind of makes me think it was a random pack, but they did have leech camels, so maybe not.